Hello and welcome, my dear friend. If these words find you right now, it is not coincidence, but alignment. So, breathe for a moment, because this message is arriving right on schedule. At the precise second, your spirit stands between chapters, not lost, not behind, simply positioned. Chosen one. God is preparing to repay you in ways that finally translate into your actual life. Not theories, not distant wishes, but evidence you can hold the way Jesus told his followers in John 14:27, that peace was not just an idea, but something he would leave with them as a real inheritance. That is what is forming around you now. You have spent years giving, trusting, standing firm when the ground under you shifted more than once. And heaven has watched every moment. Nothing slipped through the cracks. Nothing was wasted. For too long, you carried responsibilities that never belonged to you, stepping into roles no one prepared you for, giving help that others mistook as your obligation, showing up as shelter for people who only remembered you when their storms returned. Yet you remained steady, not perfect, steady, the kind of steady God honors the same way he honored Ruth's loyalty when she said in Ruth 1:16, "Where you go, I will go." A sentence simple in tone, but heavy in devotion. That is the kind of devotion you lived. You held your peace like currency, while other people performed consistency they were never willing to maintain. You built character in silence, in seasons where no audience applauded, where no reward arrived, where shortcuts could have made life easier, but would have cost you your integrity. And integrity was the one thing you refused to trade. Those choices did not disappear. They matured like seeds buried deep in thick soil, waiting for a season strong enough to lift them into sight. And that season is shifting right now, even if your eyes can't fully name it yet. If something in you already recognizes this, if a part of you feels the quiet confirmation in your chest, then honor that. God does not keep score like people do, but he does close chapters like he closed the waters behind Israel in Exodus 14:28, sealing what was finished so his people could move without being chased by what once terrified them. Your own book is balancing in much the same way. You will begin to notice the difference, not in what enters your life, but in what no longer sticks to you. Old attachments loosen their grip. Old narratives lose their volume. The memories that once circled your mind like echoes finally grow tired and fade. You stop rehearsing conversations that were never going to happen. You stop bargaining with outcomes that were never meant for you. And in that silence, which you once feared might feel like emptiness, you find peace instead. The kind of peace that Philippians 4:7 describes as surpassing understanding. This is the miracle no one talks about. The moment when letting go becomes the magnet for everything meant for your life. The moment you stopped chasing, alignment began chasing you. The moment you forgave, space opened for something lighter to settle inside you. Even your body knows something is shifting, breathing deeper, sleeping longer, holding less tension in places where you used to store years of pressure. You are no longer carrying everyone else's story, which means, for the first time in a long time, there is room for your own. And that is where life starts to move, not faster, but smoother, not louder, but clearer, because dragging what has ended always distorts what is beginning. Before we go deeper into this urgent message, I need you to do 3 things. Hit that like button. Subscribe. We're on the path to 40,000 subscribers, and you don't want to miss the life-changing messages coming your way. Leave a comment with the number 99. This number carries immense power, and by leaving it, you will amplify this message and send a signal to the universe that you're ready for the truth. And to those who are supporting us and giving to this ministry, whether through the comment section or the super thanks feature, understand this. You are not just a giver, you are a co-laborer. We are partners in this divine assignment. Your seed isn't random, it's alignment. It's your way of saying, God, I'm ready to move when you speak. Now let's dive into the message. For years, you poured from a cup that never seemed to refill, but now, chosen one, now that cup is about to overflow in ways that feel like justice, wrapped in divine timing. Not because a miracle suddenly appears out of nowhere, but because divine math always returns what was invested. The same way Luke 6:38 promises that what you give will return to you, pressed down and running over. Every time you helped someone who vanished afterward, every kindness that took from your rest, every prayer you whispered with no sign of an answer, all of it was a deposit stored in heaven's account with your name on it. You simply had not seen the receipt yet. And yes, the delay between letting go and receiving can feel like a lifetime. Those in-between seasons stretch your patience and make you wonder whether anything is shifting at all. But God does not run on seconds or calendars. He moves by readiness. When your spirit stops interrogating His timing, things begin to unfold in quiet accuracy, the same way Elijah heard God in a gentle whisper rather than an earthquake in 1 Kings 19:12. And now the season of invisible credit is ending. What you gave in love is coming back as clarity. What confusion stole is returning as direction. What you did in faith is taking physical form, something you can hold, use, count, and recognize. When it arrives, it will not feel forced. It will not feel like you manipulated anything. It will feel right, aligned, steady, the way James 1:17 says, every good and perfect gift descends from above, without shadow or shifting. When it comes, receive it with steady hands. Do not hesitate. Do not analyze it into exhaustion. Take it the same way you carried pain years ago, with quiet grace, knowing this was always part of the arrangement between you and heaven. God is not rewarding perfection. He is honoring endurance. He is answering the nights where you nearly gave up but didn't, the mornings where you rose again with nothing but a thread of strength, the moments where you stood upright even though disappointment tried to bend you in half. He is balancing what life tried to shortchange. So pay attention, because the shifts will not shout, they will click. Not everything meant for you will arrive with noise. Some blessings simply fit, the way keys slide into locks built exactly for their shape. And when they do, you will recognize something life-changing. You were never waiting for a miracle. You were waiting for the world to catch up to what God already declared yours. And now, chosen one, it begins. The season where everything that once felt stolen or delayed starts finding its way back home. Listen closely. You can already sense the quiet change inside you. Your spirit no longer bargains for crumbs it never deserved. You are remembering something sacred, something ancient, the truth hidden in Jeremiah 1:5, that you were known and appointed before you ever took a breath. You were not designed to beg your own life to include you. Even in your hardest seasons, even when your hands were empty, your heart held a certainty that did not come from ego, but from memory, the memory of who God said you were before the world asked you to shrink. Long before you learned to survive by making yourself smaller, God created a way for you to be sustained by being fully yourself. Not the edited version, not the version that pleases everyone, the real one, the one who chose the narrow road and stayed on it, even when that road felt lonely. This next part of your life does not need fireworks. It does not need an announcement. It feels like recognition arriving quietly, like stepping into a room where the light already knows how to fall on your face. A gentle yes, a silent confirmation, and you realize you did not get here by outshining anyone. You got here by refusing to abandon the person your soul could live with. You walked away from places that wanted your talent, but not your truth. You stayed humble in ego and rich in alignment. You let quiet build what noise kept interrupting. That is why nothing about this moment feels sudden. It feels earned, not by performance, but by becoming, the way Romans 5:4 teaches, that perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Call it repayment, return, restoration. I will call it this: heaven funding what it formed. Not a wage for a show, not a prize for pretending, but an endorsement of a life lived with honesty when dishonesty was easier. And when heaven funds something, the currency looks unfamiliar to people who chase applause. It looks like favor in quiet corners. It looks like positioning that does not require a costume. It looks like ease where there used to be friction, not spectacle, stability, not hype, weight. People may try to reverse engineer your steps, searching for a trick, a sponsor, a blueprint, but there is none. Some things do not come from method, they come from maintenance. You held your center when drifting would have been cheaper. You protected your kindness when anger begged for the microphone. You kept your voice honest when performance could have paid faster. You stayed rooted the way Psalm 1:3 describes a tree planted by streams of water, steady in all seasons, bearing fruit at the right time. That is what your journey has been: quiet roots, deep integrity. Now the atmosphere is simply revealing what has always been true about you. Think about the nights you whispered to yourself that you had missed your moment. You hadn't. You were being built in a way that would not collapse later. Some stars cannot be rushed into view. They require the right darkness to be seen. You were not invisible. You were waiting for the air to rise to your frequency, and now that it has, the glow is unmistakable. Where others mistook your stillness for delay, a foundation was being poured under your feet, thick enough to carry the weight of what your name is meant to hold. You learned to breathe without begging. You learned to show up without pretending. You learned to move without asking permission to be real. And now you are being resourced for existing as that person, not the costume, the core. This is not the kind of wealth that trades your soul for a number. This is the wealth that feels like breathing instead of bargaining. The kind Proverbs 10:22 describes as a blessing from the Lord that adds no sorrow to it. It is gentle, it is grounding, it whispers, you are safe because you stopped selling yourself to buy a seat. At first, the ease may feel strange because you trained for storms. Calm will feel like new weather, but let it feel strange. Give it time. Soon, peace will begin speaking for you. Rest will hold a quiet authority. Your life will start saying things your mouth no longer needs to defend. And the beauty is that you did not skip steps. You did not cheat the becoming. You stayed planted. You watched others sprint while your soul held still. You released the need for validation. And in that release, God wrote your name into an inheritance no system or algorithm could block. That is why this season does not feel like finally getting in. It feels like coming home. You do not owe the past a reenactment to prove gratitude. You do not owe speeches to people committed to misunderstanding your silence. What is real will recognize you. What once required you to be smaller will no longer know what to do with you, and that is not your emergency. Some will ask for your secret. You will not have 5 steps or a formula. You will have a sentence. I stayed. I stayed when it was quiet. I stayed when it was costly. I stayed when it was tempting to turn myself into someone easier to digest. I stayed with what was true. That chosen one is wealth too, the wealth of a story that does not need decoration to be meaningful. And if you need proof that the shift is already happening, look at the places where anxiety once lived and notice how rarely it gets fed now. Notice how your yes stands without a second voice bargaining behind it. Notice how you no longer audition for rooms that could not hear your language. Notice how relief shows up in the morning instead of waiting for the weekend to be earned. These aren't promises of later, they are signatures of now, quiet evidence that something in your atmosphere has shifted. The same way Isaiah 43:19 speaks of God doing a new thing that springs up even before you perceive it. And if a small part of you is still waiting for the other shoe to drop, bless that part. It survived more than anyone knows. Then remind it gently that this is not a trick. This is what happens when a life stops leaking strength into places that never deserved it. This is what happens when your attention returns to what God assigned you, and love stops being currency and becomes your nature again. My dear friend, what's ahead will not require you to be grand, only grounded. It will not ask you to impress, only to be honest. It will not demand a bigger mask, only deeper roots. You have been trusted with other people's pain for so long, and now heaven is trusting you with joy. The same way Psalm 30 verse 5 promises that joy comes in the morning after long nights of weeping. You were assigned to broken places before, carrying strength into rooms that needed your courage. Now you will be invited into beautiful places, not as a reward for pain endured, but as proof that healing does not erase the past, it changes its power. So stand the way this season asks you to stand, quiet, upright, unhurried, like someone who finally understands that pressure is not identity. Let the glow be your explanation. Let peace be your receipt. Let your ordinary day be the miracle, because the miracle is not always thunder. Sometimes it is food in the house, breath in the chest, work that fits your hands, a heart that no longer flinches at its own reflection. You were never meant to chase scraps. You were born to host abundance without losing yourself, to be positioned without being possessed, to be seen without becoming a spectacle. This is not the era of trying. This is the era of being resourced for who you actually are, not because you learned a clever technique, but because you refused to trade your soul for shortcuts. Live it quietly. Live it deeply. Live it now. And if anyone asks what shifted, you can smile and say, nothing loud, just everything real, because that is how divine upgrades often appear. The way Jesus said in Matthew 13:31, that the kingdom can be like a mustard seed, tiny at first, but growing into something unmistakable. And before we move on, remember this: the places where you once felt overlooked were never signs that God ignored you. They were signs that he was positioning you for a moment nothing could sabotage. What seemed like delay was actually protection, the same way God blocked Balaam from cursing Israel in Numbers 22:12. You were shielded in ways you never saw. You were prepared when you thought you were being paused. You were hidden like treasure, not like something misplaced. And now, because the season has shifted, what once felt out of reach is moving toward you with a clarity you can no longer deny. You are becoming the kind of person God can trust with answered prayers, not temporary blessings that collapse under ego, but long-lasting ones that amplify purpose. This next stretch of your life will not drain you the way previous ones did. It will build you. It will refine you, it will confirm you, and without even trying, your peace will begin to preach louder than your explanations ever could. Your rest will speak with authority. Your alignment will draw what is meant to find you. And your life will begin to tell its own truth without you pushing it, because when God establishes something, you don't have to advertise it. It stands on its own. You do not need to force what God has already fastened to your future. The same way Revelation 3:8 reminds you that when He opens a door, no one can shut it, and when He shuts a door, no one can open it. And this is why so many things that used to drain you have begun losing their power. You stopped leaking energy into proving yourself. You stopped bending into shapes that betrayed your own spirit. You stopped negotiating with your worth. And now the atmosphere around you is recalibrating to match your true identity. This is the shift, not a loud announcement, but a rooted awakening. You no longer chase rooms that cannot hold your truth. You no longer apologize for the weight God built into your voice. You no longer pretend that shrinking is holy, when the truth is that smallness was never part of your design. And as you rise into this clarity, you begin to see why the old season felt so heavy. You were carrying more than assignments. You were carrying old agreements, old expectations, old identities that God never signed off on. Now, those things are falling away like dead branches, making room for new growth, the kind Jesus described in John 15:2, when He said the Father prunes every branch that bears fruit so it can bear even more. This pruning was not punishment, it was preparation. It stripped what could not remain so strength could take its place. And look at you now. You are becoming someone who does not just survive the season, but shapes it. Someone who responds instead of reacts. Someone who knows the difference between being busy and being called. Someone who knows how to rest without guilt. Someone who knows how to hold joy without suspicion. And the beauty of all this is that you no longer need to be loud to be powerful. You no longer need to be seen to be significant. You no longer need applause to feel anchored. You have become steady in a way noise cannot imitate. And in this steadiness, blessings begin to recognize where they belong. Open doors begin aligning themselves. Right relationships begin gravitating toward you. Purpose begins unfolding without pressure. You have stepped out of striving and into flow, the kind promised in Proverbs 3:6, where God directs the path of those who trust Him with all their heart. And as this alignment deepens, you will notice a new kind of authority rising in you. Not dominance, but clarity. Not control, but confidence. Not arrogance, but assurance. You will speak less, but mean more. You will move slower, but arrive fuller. You will carry a presence that does not demand attention, but naturally commands respect. Because when someone walks with God, truth shows in the way they enter a room. and your life, without trying, will become a quiet testimony. A living reminder that obedience outlasts opportunity, that character rises before promotion, that peace is a form of protection, and people will wonder how you found the strength to become this version of yourself. They will not understand that you were shaped in the unseen places, the same way David was trained in the fields long before he ever stood before Goliath. That you were refined in silence, the way Moses was prepared in the desert before he ever stood before Pharaoh. That you were strengthened in solitude, the way Joseph was formed in prison before he ever stood in the palace. Heaven has been writing a long story with your name on it, and now that story is reaching the chapter where everything starts to make sense. Everything connects, everything aligns, everything returns, everything begins to reveal why you had to walk through the valleys you once feared. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to break you, but to build the foundation for the life you are stepping into now. A life that no longer drains you, but supports you. A life that no longer confuses you, but confirms you. A life that no longer demands pieces of you, but multiplies what you already carry. And here is the truth you may not have fully realized until now. This new season is not asking you to become someone else. It is asking you to finally live as the person God always knew you were, the one referenced in Ephesians 2:10 as his workmanship, crafted with intention and assigned to good works, prepared long before you ever arrived. You are stepping into a rhythm that fits your soul, not the version the world demanded, but the version heaven authored. And because of that, you will begin to feel something strange yet familiar, belonging. Not the kind you chase, the kind that meets you, not the kind you beg for, the kind that recognizes you. Your days will begin to feel less like survival and more like alignment. You will feel held in a way you once thought was reserved for other people. You will wake with peace that does not wait for circumstances to behave. You will walk with a calm that does not depend on applause. You will speak with a clarity that does not need permission. Because now, chosen one, you are no longer trying to earn a place in rooms God never sent you to. You are stepping into purpose, real purpose, the kind that does not confuse or contradict your spirit. And in this purpose, you will not have to shrink to fit. You will not have to hide to belong. You will not have to compromise to stay. What God is building around you is built for your actual design. And this is where the beauty of it all unfolds. The same patience that once felt like delay is now working in your favor. The same quiet you thought was loneliness was actually calibration. The same stillness you feared was stagnation was actually preparation. And now everything you learned in the silent chapters is becoming your strength in the visible ones. You are walking into spaces with wisdom you did not have before. You are loving from a depth that pain once carved into you. You are discerning what your past self would have missed entirely. This is the fruit of the journey. This is the harvest of endurance. The blessings coming toward you now are not fragile. They are not temporary. They are not conditional. They are built to last because you are built to carry them. And as they arrive, you will notice how natural this feels, how unforced, how deeply right. You will realize that you do not have to chase anything that is assigned to your name. You only have to stay aligned. You only have to remain open. You only have to let God finish what He started. The same promise given in Philippians 1:6, that He who began a good work in you will complete it. And so this chapter ends not with noise, but with assurance. You are stepping into a season where your spirit finally exhales, where your life begins flowing in the same direction as your calling, where rest becomes normal, not rare, where joy becomes familiar, not foreign, where blessings come not as tests, but as confirmations. And the world may look at you and wonder what changed. They may assume you discovered a secret formula or stumbled into sudden luck. But you will know the truth. You simply stopped abandoning yourself. You stopped negotiating your worth. You stopped apologizing for your light. You stopped carrying what ended. You stopped shrinking for comfort that was never yours to maintain. And in that stopping, you made room for everything heaven has been storing for you. So stand soft but firm. Walk slow but certain. Live quiet but true. Let your life speak what your mouth no longer needs to explain. Let your peace be evidence. Let your gratitude be steady. Let your presence be light. And if, after all this, you want a place to breathe a little longer, a space where your spirit can rest in worship and stillness, I've created that for you too. My second channel, Simplified Serenity, waits for you with gentle instrumentals meant for prayer, reflection, and peace. A place where your heart can meet God without rush. When you're ready, just tap the playlist on your screen and I'll meet you there.